We are here at SEMA 2025. I'm visiting Detroit Speed and Engineering. I've got my friend Matt here. Matt, good to see you. So you guys recently went through a lot of changes, but you've also got a bunch of new products, and you brought something here to show us. Can you go ahead and give us a rundown on what you guys are, what you guys do, and then show us a bunch of cool stuff that you guys brought?
Yeah, we're at SEMA 2025. I'm Matt, account manager at Detroit Speed. So we do a lot of mostly suspension components for like your typical classic Camaro, Firebird, Chevy 2, A-body, C10s. We just got our new SLA Fox body kit as a new product. I can take you over that and show you right now.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah, so this is the Fox bodies that classifies 79 and 93. This is our short long arm conversion kit. It helps, we have a nice full frame insert that gets welded into the frame. That optimizes camber gain, improves roll center, significantly and stiffens the chassis for the Fox body. Also offers the upper shock mounting point, control arm mounting point, and also we have our spindle, which is a modular design. So this can be run with a strut, the original strut type suspension, or it can be run with our SLA suspension. So these 4 bolts can actually disconnect this ball joint pocket, and you can switch the inserts out to run a strut or our short long arm conversion, which is pretty cool. So this can be used on multiple different kits, but also this is based off the S550 Mustang, so you can run anything from Motorcraft, Bear, Willwood, anything of that nature. Used as a nice sealed hub pack from a Corvette. Comes in the 4 bolt pattern. We also have our coilovers for ride height adjustment, corner balancing, tubular sway bar with a couple of holes of adjustment to adjust the rates, rack and pinion to get that your Fox body a more updated late model feel to compare to the later model Mustang. So really improves the the handling, the characteristics, kind of brings the Fox body into the new age of muscle cars, I guess you want to say, late models.
So let me ask you a few questions. Most kits on the market rely on factory mounting points and a lot of the factory hardware to get their kits installed. I noticed that there was a decent amount of fabrication involved, a lot of measuring, a lot of cutting.
Yep.
Is this really necessary? What is this suspension intended for that you think that we gotta weld all this up?
This is more for your higher end builds, more for your more performance oriented guys, track oriented guys, sort of thing. So we offer the SLA kit, but we also offer bolt-in speed kits as well for the guy not wanting to do any fab work to their Fox body front suspension. So we have updated struts with our DSC True valving that utilizes the factory strut tower as well, and control arms, sway bars, essential bolt-in components to increase the handling of your Fox body for the guy that's doing it in his garage, with their son or daughter as a project, or a guy that's on a budget or as well. So we got a couple different levels of the Fox body kit, really depending on what your needs are for the car. So this is obviously our top end kit here, but we have really something for everybody, depending on what your needs are as well. Anytime you're, we're relocating the upper control arm geometry from the strut. So, our always philosophy was to reinforce the frame, give it more structure, so that way you're not ripping anything out or anything like that, that sort of thing.
So something that I noticed I do a lot of Mopar stuff, so something that I noticed, especially in the Mopar community, is that the shock tower area is actually pretty flimsy in stock applications. So when you're doing a lot of hard road course stuff, you're racing it a lot, you see a lot of fatigue, a lot of stress on this inner fender apron. And so when you weld in these plates and you move the geometry, not only do they handle better, it probably eliminates a little bit of that wobble, right?
Deflection, yeah. Movement, basically, because when you start putting bigger, more modern compound tires, a lot of guys are going 18-inch wheels, 200 trail tires, something more stickier than an OEM tire. You're putting a lot more stress and load on the sway bar mounting points, the shock, the control arm mounting points, stuff like that. So, obviously going to a short long arm conversion, Obviously, it takes that mounting point, moves it down here, gives you a lot better roll center, control and stability to the front end as well. Typically, when we do these conversions, we'll leave the shock tower in there just to add a little bit of rigidness to it. Some guys, will weld in some double plates up here and smooth that out. So also with that short long arm kit comes this fender apron closeout panel as well. So this is like almost acts like a little bit of a double plate, but also cleans up the engine bay in the car as well. So that'll add a little bit of strength and integrity to the car also.
Absolutely. And this guy right here, is this the same thing that we were looking at on the other side?
That's correct. This is just more of a separate spindle demonstration. So as we was talking about earlier, you can run it with the original strut type suspension, or with our short long arm suspension as well, right, with the different changes in the upper ball joint area.
Let me ask you this. So this unit right here, it's aluminum, right? I'm assuming?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so this big chunk of aluminum, this is what allows you to run the big old beefy bearings, right?
The big hub pack steel bearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use this style in most of your other kits?
We do, yeah. For the Camaro, Chevy 2, Mustang, all that. We use that aluminum forged upright that has the hub pack, and I can show you on our subframe over here. A similar spindle design. Obviously, it's a little bit different as far as the Camaro. This is based off a C6 kind of Corvette, but it's our own forging. So it obviously runs the hub pack, the C7 SKF hub bearing, nice beefy bearing, less maintenance. You don't have to worry about packing bearings. We'll have the original spindle, run modern C5, C6 brakes, and lead into that. This is our hydroform subframe for the first and second gen Camaro platform. So the hydroform process uses a high pressure hydraulic fluid to shape the rails out of stampings, basically stamp the metal. And it also gives you a nice contrast as far as the texture, but it doesn't heat the metal up to soften the metal or weaken the metal. So it keeps its rigidness all the way through, and just gives you a solid platform, all the way for the car.
One thing I do notice that a lot of other companies do is that they'll just kind of piece their kits in together, and they'll cut it while they cut it while they cut
box channel it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've always took the OEM philosophy, with Kyle Tucker, the original owner of the company, was the GM engineer. So basically, just as what GM actually used to stamp their frame rails for production vehicles. We get it from a supplier who does the OEM applications, and this basically gives you the most rigid, most strength type of platform out there.
Right.
And then we basically build our cross member and everything around our rack, so it keeps all the steering points where it should be, and all that as well.
For a little while I was wondering what company is DSC, and then I realized
Detroit Speed.
Detroit Speed and Engineering.
Yeah. So all that relies on your upper control arm, lower control arm mounting points, and everything. So it's basically everything's kind of based off of C6 geometry.
Right.
And we got camber shims to adjust camber up top. We got the coilover for ride height adjustability. You got your spline sway bar up front as well. That kind of helps, keep the roll to a minimum, but allows the suspension to articulate more freely.
Right.
We do our own CNC cross shafts in-house, Delron bushings with a grease insert, pretty much a self-maintenance kind of deal. Yeah, if you want to update your muscle car to handle like a Corvette or a late model car, that's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aside from this, what other cool stuff do you have to show us?
Yeah, we have our RS headlight kit. So for guys with the original 69 Camaros that had the vacuum set up, they know that most time they don't work properly, or they work halfway or whatever. So our headlight kit is basically, we have two electronic actuators that replace the vacuum actuators that give a lot more consistency, a more updated motor, and it's reliable. So we have a demonstration here where we can open it up. It's a smooth transition. Basically a simple harness, actuators, it bolts right into the factory fender. You don't have to do any modification to it. It hooks to your original linkage, and just a simple, constant 12 volt power, 12-volt ground, runs off your original switch, and that's it, pretty much. So it's one of probably our core products that we had. It's been, for guys doing original, Camaro Z28s or a full SEMA build, it can go on either one. And then we have also our wiper kit. That's kind of a complementary item to like the first and second gens, the Chevy 2s, the Corvettes, and that sort of thing. So it's a new modern motor. So obviously cosmetically it looks better, but also gives you a little bit of space savings for guys running tall valve covers, the LS with the valve packs, stuff like that.
Actually, not to interrupt you, yeah. I just saw this on I believe it was on a 68 Charger in this showroom across the hall, and my dad was standing next to me. He's like, look at that low profile wiper motor that they installed. How do we get one of those installed on the car? Yeah. And then so I was about to look into it, but it's right here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we make them for a bunch of different applications: Impalas, Mustangs, Falcons, Chevy 2s, C10s. We also make a universal for them as well. So basically the kit will come with a complete big backing plate that you can drill, cut, modify to adapt to your firewall, and hook to your original linkage, use the rotary switch, to dial up the speeds. This is a 7-speed motor, so you got your 5 delays and your high and low speed actuation. So comes with the harness, you got your control box. Again, simple 12-volt power and ground. I mean, anybody with basic electrical knowledge can put it in. Right. Even myself included. I'm not the most electrical whiz out there, so
not a lot of us are.
Yeah, and we also make aluminum battery mounts as well for like a Group 3478 batteries.
Of course.
That accepts your standard car battery or Optima batteries as well. So 60/60 aluminum. Really neat pieces, kind of give that little extra touch to your car, relocating the batteries. So
for that show car shine, right?
Yeah. So
what else we got?
We make 4 links also for cars. So we make them for first gen Camaro, second gen Camaro, Chevy 2, Mustang, all those applications. We even have universal 4 links that give you the universal brackets and universal links that you can cut, shorten, to your application. So if you got like a 49 Cadillac or a 55 Tri-5 or, whatever it be, you can actually adapt some of this, DSC technology into your vehicle. But everything, what I like about DSC is all our, structural components that implement the links, the shocks, and all that are all welded in, acts like a double plate, reinforced, so it makes your unibody application a lot stronger, so the suspension can do the work and make your vehicle, fun for years to come as well.
Of course.
So I got one in my personal car, the 70 Camaro, with our DSC stuff in it that I autocross and,
really
drive.
You autocross?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I drive it on the weekends. It's got about 20,000 miles on it since I put the suspension in it.
No way.
It's just gives that, we like the old car, but we don't like the old drivability. So,
absolutely.
So with DSC, it gives you up to that late model feel. Makes it where you could drive it every day, or you can drive it 3 hours to the a car show, hot rod power tour. You're not sweating or wore out by the time you get there. Have family members that are comfortable to ride in. So that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, with DSC and the pro touring scene, just having a car that's usable, essentially, in many different forms.
Right.
So that's really
one thing that I noticed, and I don't know if this is an option or you guys sell these separate, but these rings in the back, these toe rings.
Yeah.
These are an ingenious design that I have not seen. Normally people weld them to either the housing themselves or somewhere on the back of the car. That is smart. I love that.
Yeah, something really simple, something fairly easy to make for the most part. A lot of these cars, get taken to shows, or a lot of cars get taken to track and stuff like that. So they need a mounting point to tie their tow hooks, and you don't want to strap it around your nice, shiny, differential. So that gives you a nice solidified mounting spot. And if you don't like it in off season or whatever, you don't like the way it looks underneath the car, you can just take it off and then put it back on or whatever.
Right.
So. Everything we do at DSC is all about fit and functionality, and
no compromise,
doing it properly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So our last product I wanted to show y'all guys is our new torque arm FN 988 differential. So this is for your third and fourth gen guys wanting to package a torque arm, system in the car. Something new we just introduced, really a few weeks ago. And we also offer, not just a torque arm as well, but also a barrel case for, builders, wanting to do, put their own differential components in there, use the 8.8 gear, if a customer wants to do a drag race package, road course, whatever. But what makes the FN 98 special is it's basically a 9-inch case. It's a nodular 9-inch case that uses a forward 8.8 gear. So, so the 8.8 is naturally, quieter. Your pinion angle is a little bit different than the 9-inch. The gear set, we can get OEM forward gears still from Ford.
Right.
So anytime you get OEM gears, it's a good thing. We also have services to provide where we do a rim polish and a dyno service, where we can actually polish the teeth of the gears, which you see there. It looks like a chrome kind of type finish.
I thought you guys just did that to make it look good.
No. So on the teeth of the gears, if you think about, if you look at under a microscope, it looks like a mountain range on the face of the teeth.
Right.
So that the polish actually smooths out those ranges and makes a little bit better contact with the teeth, and also it reduces friction. Anytime you reduce friction, you're reducing heat as well. So we have seen up to 10 degrees difference in temperatures.
Oh, no way.
It also prolongs the life of the gear, as well.
Right.
So we use the True Track differential, which is the limited slip, very quiet, very smooth on the street, and it's really perfect for a street rodder or muscle car enthusiast that has a 9-inch in it, and wants something that's really quiet, don't have any noise. The only difference, if you swap out your 9-inch case to the FN 988, you may have to shorten your drive shaft, because it is about 3/4 of an inch longer on the snout where the pinion is, so you may have to shorten your drive shaft.
That's fair. I just noticed that it's called FN 988 because it's a 9-inch housing, but it's a Ford 8.8 carrier.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah.
So that about wraps it up, I believe. So
Yes, sir.
again, this was Matt over at Detroit Speed,
sir.
SEMA 2025.
Yep.
I really appreciate your time. If they do want to check out more of your guys' stuff, where should they go look?
So www.detroitspeed.com. This place is good.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Again, thanks so much, Matt. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.